Hey everybody, Tony Mejia here for WagerTalk with the Week 9 NFL Ratchet game, one that was easy to pick out since it stands out above the rest as the worst of the worst on the schedule. The Miami Dolphins host the Houston Texans in a battle of 1-7 teams, and this is a video, so I can't stop for you to boo, but it's pretty awful for the NFL to subject you to this, and you may be something of a masochist for clicking on this bad boy. Now, that also means that you get the Ratchet game concept, that no game is too ugly to ignore because they all cash just the same. These videos have done extremely well this season, improving to 6-1 last Sunday, with the Eagles cruising to a 44-6 blowout of the Detroit Lions, easily covering a 3-point spread. Miami and Houston were tied together earlier in the week thanks to the trade deadline, but there was no deal struck between the teams despite the Dolphins kicking the tires on acquiring star quarterback despite his legal issues. Ultimately, Miami owner Stephen Ross opted not to pull the trigger, and the Texans will now look to move on from Watson come off season. But the talks continued and served to embarrass current starter Tua Tagovailoa, the 23-year-old number 5 pick in the 2020 draft, who is number 1 in your program and number 1 on Miami's list of excuses on why it isn't playing well, despite the fact that he has been injured for most of the season, and it's not his fault. There's no question that he hasn't lived up to billing because of his inconsistencies, but most of the Dolphins' losses this season have come with him sidelined due to broken ribs, and he got broken ribs because their offensive line had issues early. He was under center for the only win that they have this season, a victory up at New England, and injuries have been the primary catalyst for Miami's demise in 2021, a season where they were expected to challenge the Buffalo Bills as their primary opposition in the AFC East. Instead, the Dolphins have really struggled, and that's music to Philadelphia fans' ears because the Eagles will get the number 3 pick if that's where Miami ends up selecting, having moved up last year, trading the number 6 pick to Miami in return for the number 12 pick and this year's number 1 because the Dolphins just had to have Alabama Jalen Waddle. Trust that they had no idea that they would be in this plight. This past week also saw the Dolphins hold on to cornerback Xavier Howard and wide receiver Devontae Parker, while the Texans kept Watson, wide receiver Brandon Cooks, and tight end Jordan Akins. Houston did deal defensive end Charles Omenihu to the 49ers and running back Mark Ingram to the Saints. So they're clearly turning the page. They're also leaning towards starting veteran quarterback Tyrod Taylor over rookie Davis Mills this week. So we should see a better offensive showing, given that they have dropped 6 of their last 7 games by double digits and were down 38-0 to the Rams last week before getting 22 unanswered points in the fourth quarter, and it netted some a garbage time backdoor cover. That was gross if you had a Rams minus 16 ticket, which some did on Sunday. The Texans' average margin of defeat this season is 19.7 points, but getting Taylor back should offer a boost, while Miami has been much better of late, losing to the Jaguars and by just a field goal, the Falcons by just 2 points, and being tied with the Bills in Buffalo deep into the third quarter last week. Tua is now settled in that he knows that he's going to be the guy through at least the rest of the season, while Taylor coming back gives Houston a much-needed boost. So we should see points in this one. Hopefully thunderstorms that are expected to be in the forecast stay away. They're always a factor this time of year in South Florida, so you can't really do much with that. We'll have to roll the dice and ride the over on 45.5 points, which is available at the Westgate and most other books. This has been your Week 9 Ratchet play for WagerTalk. I'm Tony Mejia.